Hello friends, in this video lecture we are going to discuss the large scale path loss with radio wave propagation mechanism in detail. So these are the contents as per our syllabus. So as far as the chapter number 2 is concerned, we are going to discuss the following points. Introduction to radio wave propagation. So here we are going to discuss the various types of wave propagation. Next, 3 basic propagation mechanism. Then free space propagation model. Practical link budget design using path loss model. Outdoor propagation model for radio wave, then indoor propagation model, and signal penetration into buildings. So let us start one by one. So first of all, introduction to radio wave propagation. So here, as we know, due to the interference of the radio wave, it is observed that the fluctuations in the radio wave, and this will affect the information available in the electromagnetic wave or radio wave. So analysis of the wireless signal or the radio wave is complex. So that's why the mobile radio channel places fundamental limitation on the performance of the wireless communication system. So here mobile radio channel, so channel is nothing but the carrier frequency. As we discussed in last video lecture, the channel with specific carrier frequency plays an important role to transfer the information from one place to another place wirelessly, and in between the source and destination, if suppose obstructions are available, then definitely the variations in the radio wave, and definitely you will observe the fluctuation in the signal and variations or noise in the message signal. So radio channels are extremely random and do not offer easy analysis. So due to the diverse nature of the radio wave or electromagnetic wave or wireless signal, its analysis is not easier. So modeling radio channel is important for the analysis purpose, that is determining the coverage area of the transmitter, that is after the installation of the transmitting station, how much is the area get covered by that particular transmitting antenna. That is to determine the transmitter power requirement and to determine the battery lifetime. As we know, to cover maximum area or the distance, definitely the radio wave requires more power, and more power consumption means the reduction in the battery life. So in this way they are correlated with each other. So we can say that to cover maximum coverage area, maximum power requirement, but you have to consider the power supply or battery lifetime. The modeling is also important for the finding modulation and coding schemes to improve the channel quality, that is to determine maximum channel capacity. As we know, to transfer the message signal or information, a specific carrier with specific frequency is required, and different modulation schemes are available or coding schemes are available. Then suitable modulation technique and coding scheme is also necessary, such a way that to transfer the information from one place to another place with minimum noise, or we can say the better signal quality, plus the capacity. The relation, as we know, the maximum carrier frequency, or we can say if suppose the carrier frequency is uh, good with the particular channel, then at that time the maximum bit rate can be achieved. So maximum bit rate means maximum bandwidth, or we can say maximum channel capacity. So according to these points, the modeling of the radio channel is important one. As I said, if suppose the variations in the radio wave due to the fluctuation, due to the noise parameter or disturbances, so the mechanism behind the electromagnetic wave propagation are diverse, but can generally be attributed to reflection, diffraction and scattering. That is, in between the two stations, the radio waves either get reflected, get diffracted or get scattered. That means the receiving antenna will receive the reflected wave, exact line of sight signals, powerful signal, plus reflected signal, plus diffracted signal, plus secondary scattered signal from the surface. So the propagation model have traditionally focused on predicting the average received signal strength at a given distance from the transmitter. That means we are going to measure the signal quality or the signal strength with a predefined distance, as well as the variability of the signal strength in close spatial proximity to a particular location. Variability means if suppose the distance between the transmitting antenna and receiving antenna is suppose 1 kilometer, then how much the variation we are getting in the electromagnetic wave or radio wave. So in this way, propagation models are mainly focused to measure the signal quality, signal strength and the variability of the radio wave. Maximum variability means variations in the radio wave and variations in the message signal. So the model, that is propagation model, that predict the mean signal strength for an arbitrary TR, that is transmitter to receiver separation distance, are useful in estimating the radio coverage area of transmitter and are called large scale propagation model. So TR separation distance means if suppose if you want to install a transmitting station, so at that time just we will check the how much of the coverage area that antenna will cover. If suppose that antenna is responsible to cover up to 1 kilometer, so TR separation distance is about 1 or 10 kilometer. So according to the design of the transmitting station and the coverage area, we can say that large scale propagation models to cover is about 1 kilometer coverage distance or 10 kilometer. So that 1 kilometer, 10 kilometer is nothing but the transmitter to receiver separation distance. So the propagation models are helpful to install the transmitting station such a way that to provide better signal quality. On the other hand, the propagation model that characterize the rapid fluctuations of received signal or signal strength over very short travel distance, that is a few wavelength or short time duration on the order of seconds, are called small scale fluctuation or small scale path loss or small scale feeding model. That means in a short duration of time, if you observe the rapid fluctuations, variations in the electromagnetic wave or radio wave, that mechanism is known as small scale feeding effect, or the model designed to predict or to analyze the small scale fluctuation are called small scale feeding models. So in this way, two models are there: large scale propagation model and small scale propagation model. In case of large scale propagation model, it is observed that if suppose the receiving station is moving away from the transmitting station, and as we know, as the distance increases, attenuation in the signal. So that kind of analysis is done in case of large scale propagation model. And in case of small scale propagation model, the frequency variation fluctuations kind of analysis is done. So in this response we can able to see that is the received power in dB meter, received power in dB meter versus the TR separation distance. So here 30 dB to 70 dB received power, and on X we can able to see 14 to 28 meter distance is there. So in this response we can able to see two responses are shown. One dark color response. So here we can able to see dark single line response is there. Okay, variable response. So at 14 meter it is about 40 dB. At 15 meter it is about 41 or 42 dB. Likewise at 20 it is about 40 dB. At 24 it is about 43 dB. At 27 is about 47 or 48 dB of received power. So this dark color single line is for the large scale propagation response. Okay, so variations in the signal strength. And one more response in this plot we can able to see the rapid fluctuations in the radio wave. So these are the responses for the fluctuations. So huge amount of variations in the radio wave is due to the small scale fading effect or a rapid fluctuation in the radio wave. So if we compare the large scale path loss versus the small scale, so these are the rapid fluctuations due to the large scale small scale path loss problem. Now if you observe here in between 14 to 15 meter, so here rapid fluctuations are there. So it is about 45 dB, sometimes it is 40 dB, sometimes it is about 54 dB, sometimes it is 36 or 37 dB. So rapid fluctuations in the received power due to this small scale fading problem. And due to this reason, the analysis of the small scale problem or small scale feeding effect is complex as comparing to the large scale feeding problem. Now we'll discuss the basic propagation mechanisms, that is the radio wave propagations. So about the ground wave, so in this figure we can able to see the two towers are shown. One is the transmitter, another one is the receiver, or vice versa. So here the transmitting antenna will transmit the radio wave, receiving antenna will receive the radio wave definitely, but the receiving antenna will also receive the reflected waves or number of reflected waves. So at VLF, very large frequency, LF and medium frequency bands, radio wave follows the ground, that is near to the earth. It is observed usually for AM radio broadcasting kind of service, and it uses the medium frequency band. The second one is the sky wave kind of propagation mechanism. So different layers which are observed above the earth is about 100 to 500 kilometers from the surface of the earth, the ionospheric layer. So here ionospheric layer plays an important role to reflect the radio wave and transmit the radio signal again towards the receiving antenna. So transmitting antenna will transmit the radio wave. This wave get reflected with the ionospheric layer, and a reflected wave again get reached with the receiving antenna. Plus one more factor is need to consider about this sky wave. So here the receiving antenna will also receive the reflected wave or ground wave reflected radio wave. So some amount of energy or radio wave and its power get absorbed by the earth surface. So at HF high frequency bands, the ground wave tend to absorb by the earth surface. The wave that reach the ionosphere, the range of 100 to 500 km above the earth surface, are refracted and sent back to the earth. So here refracted word is important because out of the 100% energy or power, small amount of energy get absorbed, or small amount of power get absorbed by that particular layer and get reflected or refracted back to the receiving antenna. So due to the absorption reflection, it is observed that reduction in the received power. Next one is the exact line of sight or direct propagation. So here we can able to see in this figure the transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna with LOS path, that is the line of sight path. So arrangement is like this: the antenna height and the antennas are adjusted such a way that to transmit maximum amount of radio wave or power towards the receiving antenna. So exact alignment between the transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna is observed, and in this case also it is observed that the radio waves get reflected due to the earth surface, and these radio waves again get absorbed by the receiving antenna. So the directional antennas are mainly observed in this particular scenario with VHF transmission technique, which is mainly observed with the television broadcasting kind of service. Then waves follow more direct path because of the LOS or line of sight kind of communication. The reflected waves interfere with the original signal, that is the powerful signal from the transmitting antenna towards this particular receiving antenna, plus the antenna will receive the reflected or series of a number of reflected waves. So due to the mixing of the exact line of sight signal and the reflected radio wave, sometimes it is observed that amplification and attenuation in the signal. So amplification, when if suppose exact line of sight signal and reflected wave get mixed, and at that time if suppose the phase are same, so at that time amplification is observed. But if suppose line of sight signal, powerful signal get mixed with the reflected wave, but a slight phase difference is there. Okay, so due to the reflection, if suppose phase difference is there, maybe 20, 30, 40 like phase difference is there. So due to the phase difference, the signal strength get reduced, or we can say attenuation in the radio wave. So power of the particular radio wave get reduced. So that's why the analysis of the radio wave is complex.